I'm from Nekota and I love listening to Today FM.
My name is Ken Godler and I'm from Australia, but I'm part Fijian from Watraki, and I love listening to Today FM Rocks.
For the best music and less talk, we tune into Today FM in National Village. Today FM rocks.
My name is Inai Ali and I'm from Ba, and I love the big breakfast on Today FM. I just love it and hope you love it too.
My name is Jay from La Paz. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Naushin and I'm from Sambeto, and I love Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate and this is FBC News. Tonight, tropical depression moves away from Fiji, flood warning still in place. 19 evacuation centres in Central Eastern Division, and heavy rain causes flooding in low-lying areas. TD04F poses no real threat to Fiji on its current path. It is currently moving away from the group and is expected to remain a tropical depression. The slow-moving system is losing momentum and is expected to remain over open waters. But as Ellen Stolz reports, more rain and possible flooding is expected.
Director of Meteorology Ravin Kumar says the chances of TD04F coming closer to Fiji is low, as the system is currently moving southeast at 12 kilometers per hour.
For those that are experiencing heavy rain at the moment, it is because of the heavy rain bands associated with the tropical depression is affecting our country. It's not because that the depression is coming closer. It is just because of the rain bands which is feeding into the system is coming over Fiji.
The system is expected to turn south to southeast in the next 12 to 18 hours and has a 20 to 50% chance of developing into a Category 1 cyclone in the next 24 hours.
With winds, very low threat with winds, especially we are just going out for strong winds only over land areas. And if there is any extension of gales, it will be mostly over waters. Therefore, the Southwest Pacific Marine is covering for the gale warnings over the high seas.
Despite this, members of the public are being reminded to remain on high alert and adhere to the flood warnings. Ellen Stolz, FBC News.
There are 19 evacuation centres in the Central and Eastern Divisions. The number of evacuees currently in these centres is still being verified. Director National Disaster Management Akapusi Tuifangalele says they've fully manned emergency operation centres across Fiji except in the north, which is unlikely to be affected. Maggie Boyle with this report.
Naitasiri, Rewa, Tailevu and Namosi are so far among the worst affected areas in the downpours of Tropical Depression 04F over the last 2 days.
Some of the areas that are still underwater, the Wailafida Road, the Waima Crossing, Nambaitava Road, Nangali low-lying areas, Waindamundamu, Ngawia Road, Lami. Those with flash flooding, Waibu Village, Beiresi Settlement, Wailea Settlement, and those that are still underwater, Delacando Crossing, Nambolau Crossing, Dolata Crossing, Dolata Koko Road, Delacando Crossing, and Namboro Koko Road.
Tuifangalele says a substantial exercise will be the relocation of post-Winston families living in tents.
In terms of the households that are still living in tent, the summary that we have for the Central Division, there are 223. For the Eastern Division, there are 234. For the Northern Division, there are 158 and 103 for the Western Division.
He says with more rain forecast, enforcement agencies will be out ensuring the public is heeding advisories.
The focus with the police and the military coordination for this weekend is especially on the public, prioritizing on public safety and also the safety of the evacuation centers, evacuees, wherever they are around the country.
The priority now for DISMAC is to ensure that all those living in low-lying or flood-prone areas are moved to higher and drier ground. Also of concern is those 718 households that continue to live in tents post-Winston. Their move to safer ground is also a priority. 48 hours into this tropical depression, and the wait and see on the situation continues. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
The Fiji Police Force will be present at all evacuation centres to ensure safety. Police Director Chief of Operations Taito Elo says this has been prompted by experiences from the past where some were abusing evacuation centres. Police are currently working with relevant stakeholders in identifying all active evacuation centres and deploying officers to these centres.
Otherwise, the division's commanders then, the security of those evacuation centers is very important for us, from learning from our experience in the past. And there are bits of reports that are coming in from evacuation centers. They have property.
The heavy rains last night gave no comfort to families in Gawia Lami. As Rachel Nath reports, many families were forced to relocate in the middle of the night, braving strong winds and heavy rains.
It was truly a scary sight for those living in Gawia, as many tried to move to safety when it was pitch dark. At around 10 a.m. the power went out, and by midnight the tide was high, gushing waters into houses.
I took my phone when I put the light on. The water was just right up to the second step of my house. So all of a sudden, what I did was take the boat from under the house, took it, I put it inside the house, and I woke everybody. And then we just put all the good stuff in the boat.
The Fiji military force came to the rescue, taking about 5 families to higher grounds. Other neighbors whose houses were on higher grounds took in those who needed shelter.
The soldiers came with an elderly man, and I called them in, and the man wanted to stay here, but the water level was already up to my doorstep.
The water levels in this river rose to completely cover the bridge last night. Those that live in this village are hopeful that the rain will stop before the next high tide. Rachel Nath, FBC News.
Over 1,000 families living along Farm Road near Koronivia are stranded after floodwaters washed away a bridge linking the area to the main road. Ali Kimbia visited the site today and filed this report.
Left stranded, many here were unable to get to work because there was no way they could get to the main road.
Came down with my dad to cross because I was gonna go to work, and then we came, we got a shock that the road had actually washed away. So we had to stay for like half an hour.
So now more than 1,000 of families are risking their lives to cross a small pipe to get to the other side of the road. According to resident Muhammad Sofil, a small child nearly lost his life this morning trying to cross flood waters.
I want to cross through that pipe and the fella slip from that pipe and the fella fall down on the road.
From the extent of damage to the road, residents can only wait and hope for assistance. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
Residents of Wudi, South Nausori are praying for an end to the rainy weather as they claim to be living in a flood-prone area. Some say poor drainage has made flooding a usual occurrence in times of heavy rain. Meli Tavanga reports.
The tropical depression may be moving away, but with more rain predicted over the next few hours, residents here at Wood Road are worried. Ranjit Kumar says there's no way for them to get to the main road.
No taxi, no bus here. I'm walking, going to there. I'm walking and come back.
Kumar, who's been living here for more than 16 years, says flooding is nothing new.
No, every time, yeah. Every time, not sometime. Because the rain and depression is still like that.
People here tried to clear drains for the water to flow as more rain is anticipated.
Our farm has been damaged. There's poor drainage. Yeah? There's poor drainage in these areas.
The main source of income here is vegetables and root crops. Farms have not been spared.
Some of our farms have been affected by the flood, and right now there's less movement around the area since there's no bus servicing in this area.
According to one of the residents living here, if the rain continues throughout tonight, they'll be facing difficulties since there's no evacuation center nearby. Meli Tabanga, FBC News.
People living near the Rewa River have been advised to take extra care as the river level will fluctuate due to the heavy rain. Senior engineer for the Ministry of Agriculture, Frank Alhambra, says the water level has been increasing the whole of today. Alhambra says heavy rain is always a threat to the area as it is flood-prone. He is hoping, however, that enough work has been done to prevent adverse flooding.
Recently, the drainage board has been cleaning most of our drains in this area, and they were lucky. Before the rains came, most of the drains were cleaned already. That's why it was very helpful to bring and to flush down all these waters. But we cannot do much because our drains are not really designed for flood control. They're designed only for agricultural drainage.
2 landslides occurred along the Queen's Highway early this morning. This landslide in Vaisari past Lami happened at about 6 a.m. and blocked the eastbound lane into Suva. A large portion of the hillside gave way after heavy rain overnight. The area still appears volatile and drivers are advised to take precautions. Another landslip occurred near Montfort Boys Town and also blocked traffic. Coming up on FBC News, Nadi residents on alert. And more than $300,000 bonus for Fiji Ports Corporation staff. Stay with us.
May nakaulebu na kiala lebu au saborong tunga en radio Fiji 1 nando may biti na po ang ganbiyan yan.
Ebi nakabayao na radio Fiji 1 nando may biti na po ang ganbiyan na evang golite ay rakiraki.
Kay mami na marama ni Northland. Kay mami daw talenta ka na radio Fiji 1 nando may biti na po ang ganbiyan yan.
Na radio Fiji 1 nando may biti na po ang ganbiyan yan.
Welcome back. This is FBC News. Nadi Town and Lautoka City experienced heavy showers in the early hours of this morning and light drizzles throughout today. The jet-set town has often experienced flooding during heavy rains as it is flanked by rivers which easily burst their banks. Ellen Stolz has the story.
Businesswoman Kini Maki and her family are keeping their eyes on the water levels of the Nadi River as her home and their business is located just beside the river along the Nadi Back Road. Whenever the river bursts its banks, Miki's family business is affected.
We shift all our furniture from our showroom. We have to look for higher ground, which is where we live. We have a storage area that we store them in.
There were heavy showers today in Nadi and Lautoka, and after the devastation by Tropical Cyclone Winston earlier in February, people are not taking any risks this time around. FBC News also spoke to people in and around Nadi town who say that they are used to the town being flooded and that this time around they are taking no chances and are alert to all the warnings that are being issued.
Yeah, we are just listening to what the forecast has been saying, and they all been saying to be prepared, so we are alert for it.
Yeah, well, we are well prepared for this weather, and in Nadi for business people is very bad luck for them from November to April.
We are getting ready as we should do, no? Tying up our houses, cables and wires, and tying our tanks.
Meanwhile, there have been no reports of floods or people moving to evacuation centers in the Western Division so far. Ellen Stolz, FBC News.
Staff of the Fiji Ports Corporation, including Fiji Ships and Heavy Industries, today received a total bonus of more than $300,000. Attorney General Ayaz Said Qayyum says the bonus is an indication that workers have gone above and over what is required, resulting in a positive output for the organization.
We have a bonus of about $338,000 that will be paid out to all the staff. Over 75% of that is going to non-management staff, which is good news because we need to ensure that we always need to understand that in any organization, it is the people, the everyday workers who actually make a lot of difference to the organization.
Turning to world news, thousands are being evacuated in ambulances and buses from besieged East Aleppo. President Bashar al-Assad says the city is being liberated, but the journey for those escaping the fighting wasn't without incident. Now to sports, here's Jamie with the preview of what's coming up.
Nakajaki and good evening. In sports after the break, Fiji's Sevens team take a break but plan to come back firing. And after declaring availability for Fiji Mbati, Jared Hayne also being eyed by the Kangaroos. This and more coming up.
Hola, I'm Dori from Nasinu Market. My choice is simple, Gold FM. Only the classic hits.
My name is Yvonne. I'm from Nadi. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Sayandra, my name is Sunny. Only the Gold FM at Golden Point Resort, Raki Raki.
Hi, I'm Anna of Nasinu. When it comes to a radio, my choice is always Gold FM. Only the classic hits.
My name is Anna and I'm from Nadi. I love listening to Gold FM. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
With the first two tournaments of the Sevens World Series completed, the Vodafone Fiji Sevens side is well aware of its weak areas and plan to rectify this before the next leg of the series. The team's recent outing did not turn out how it hoped for, but the players and coaching officials are using the experience as a learning curve. With 8 more tournaments left on the series calendar, the team now takes a break and will come back firing next month.
We can get out from this and we learn a lot more when we lose, and we hope to right now just enjoy our time with families, unwind and relax.
Kangaroos coach Mal Meninga will use the NRL All-Stars to run his eye over former Fiji Sevens player Jared Hayne, with an intention to possibly unleash the cross-coach star at next year's World Cup. Hayne, who had a stint with the Fiji Sevens extended squad for the Olympic Games, has been named in the 20-man All-Star squad for the clash against the Indigenous All-Stars. It will be a huge decision for Hayne, who has also declared his availability to play for Fiji Mbati in the next World Cup. Suva lawyer Filimoni Wasorongo remains chairman of the Fiji National Rugby League. He was elected by his 9-member board at a special meeting at Rugby League House in Suva earlier this week. Wasorongo polled 5 votes, former chairman Penny Muslimasi 4, while Zach Ratambadada had 1. All Blacks first 5 Bowden Barrett has capped a stellar season by winning the Player of the Year prize at last night's New Zealand Rugby Awards. Barrett and his younger brother Jody were the night's big winners, while the All Blacks dominated the major categories at the ceremony. That's it from sports this evening. It's back to Jackie now with weather.
Intervals of heavy showers with cloudy periods was the order of the day around the nation. All the centres were in the upper 20s, while Mombasa recorded the highest temperature at 30 degrees. For tomorrow, forecasts indicate further strengthening of heavy rain and widespread flooding for most areas of Fiji. Looking further on to Sunday, heavy bursts of rainfall with intervals of thunderstorms can be expected in most areas of Fiji. Risk of spot flooding is still in place for low-lying and coastal areas. At sea, east to northeast winds 20 to 30 knots with gusts of up to 40 knots, rough to very rough seas. And recapping the main stories for tonight, tropical depression moves away from Fiji, flood warning still in place, 19 evacuation centres in Central Eastern Division, and heavy rain causes flooding in low-lying areas. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. Now to our poll question. This week we are asking, should drunk drivers' licenses be suspended on the spot? To answer, visit our FBC website. Send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. That was FBC News for tonight. Be sure to join Amrita Priyadarshini from tomorrow and through to the new year, as I'll be taking a short break from the news desk. From the team and I, have a safe and enjoyable weekend. Ni Modamanda.
It's me Simsta here right from the Rakidiki town. और सुबह ब्रेकफास्ट शो में मैं सुनता हूँ, जब ब्रेकफास्ट शो में रहता है अश्नील और संगीता के साथ, कैसे के साथ सुनते सुनते 11 से 2 भाभी दी का शो जितेन शामिल. You know something? Reki Mirchi FM is hot.
मैं हूँ श्वेता, दुकुशन नर्सरी से. लोग देखते हैं ईद का चांद, लेकिन मेरा चांद तो मिर्ची FM है.
हमारा नाम जाबिर है, हम कोर्निविया नसोरी में रहता है. मिर्ची FM हम सब टाइम सुनता है. मिर्ची FM बहुत जुलूम है. मिर्ची FM is hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.